Hey there, wizards and witches. Are you ready to master the art of combat in Hogwarts Legacy? Whether you are a seasoned player or just starting out, we've got you covered with 12 essential combat tips to help you navigate the world of magical jewels, spells, and potions. So grab your wands and let's get started. Tip number 1, focus on combos. So instead of firing off spells individually, try to focus on some combos. For example, Incendio only hits at close range, so you can use Levioso to start a juggle and then use a normal spell shot to finish off the enemy. Use Accio to yank an enemy towards you and then use Incendio to set them on fire. Tip number 2, break shields with corresponding colors. Ancient magic attacks like Stupefy can only break enemy shields using a spell of the corresponding color, violet, yellow, or red. Now to make this easier, you can match each face button to a specific color. Like on Xbox, for example, you can use B for red spells, Y for yellow, and X for violet. Tip number 3, utilize ancient magic. The ancient magic meter fills up quickly while comboing the basic shots, so make sure you use it. Now pressing both bumpers at the same time can break shields and do massive damage, often killing an enemy outright. You can even spec into talents that fill the meter every time you perform certain actions, and throwing objects at enemies including red barrels doesn't cost anything. Tip number 4, deal with enemies above you first. Deal with enemies standing above you first, as they tend to stay at the edges of the field and can be very distracting. Bring them down to your level quickly and obliterate them. Tip number 5, utilize stealth. Use stealth when you can. By using the Disillusionment spell and Petrificus Totalis to sneak around enemy encampments, you can easily take down enemies. You can also use invisibility potions during fights to activate stealth even after you have been seen. Tip number 6, visit the enemies collection menu. By visiting the enemies collection menu, you can discover important information about certain enemies, including their weaknesses to exploit and spells that an enemy may be most vulnerable to. Blocking a troll's boulder can send it right back to him if you didn't know. Tip number 7, keep an eye on area of effect attacks. Enemies can use area of effect attacks, even jumping high into the air or burrowing underground to disguise their attacks. Keep your head on a swivel and keep an eye on a good escape route if things get too hairy. Tip number 8, hold down the counter button. Almost every time you parry, you should be holding down the counter button to ensure that you cast Stupefy. You can also improve Stupefy with certain talents, such as giving it the ability to curse enemies or even do damage on its own outright. Tip number 9, be mindful of incoming attacks. You cannot interrupt the spellcasting motion once you start, so make sure there's not an incoming attack waiting for you before you cast. Hitting an aggressor with Stupefy or lifting groups of enemies can ensure you that you have time to get spells out. Tip number 10, care about your appearance. Keep an eye out on the dueling fees at the bottom right of the screen. Fulfilling these requirements will get you closer to unlocking new cosmetic options, and they're just fun ways to try new things in combat. Tip number 11, equip the right item. Equip the item you think you'll need before starting an engagement if possible. You can always open the item wheel mid-combat, but going in with a solid plan at the start, whether it be a potion or plant, can save your fumbling fingers from wasting valuable resources. Lastly, at tip number 12, just have fun. The world of Hogwarts is an amazing experience, and you should take your time and really enjoy the scenery and combat aspect to the game. There are many secrets waiting for you to explore and many rooms for you to discover as well. Don't forget, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe for more content. I'm BlackPaperWings, and thank you very much.